It's just turned midday on Monday the 8th of April, and we're off on another French adventure, a spring French adventure, which is the first one I would have videoed ever, I think. Although I have been across to France in the spring, hasn't been for, crikey, nearly a decade and way before I ever started filming my exploits. So I just finished half a day's work early, got back, just preparing the last few bits and pieces from the van, and then I've got an MOT, a vehicle this afternoon, and then I could potentially go. I'm in a bit of a dilemma. Shall I just go down tonight, go across on the ferry and sleep somewhere in the van, and at least I'll be there for first thing in the morning. So yeah, there we go, we'll see. Decision, so I'm sure I'll get back to you with what I end up doing. Right, good afternoon. It's 5 o'clock, Tuesday the 9th of April, and I'm at my first destination, somewhere in the northeast of France. And here we go. Can't really see much behind me at the minute. This is one tiny little arm of a 3,000 acre lake. Very shallow here, you can see it on Google. Out there about 150 yards, probably only got about sort of 5 foot of water. Where that swan is now is probably only about 3 to 4 feet of water. So this is one possible area. There might be carp at this time of year starting to migrate into the shallow water, pre-spawning. So it's been a pretty cool drive across France to get to here. There's a bit of a bonus really that you know, we're here at 5 o'clock and we've got a good 3 hours to travel around this lake. It takes a little bit to get around it. There's a few other points that I can go and look at, a few other big bays and arms that I can go and look at, and see if I can discover anything. Good afternoon, Wednesday the 10th of April, and I suppose I got up at about 7:30 this morning, slept like a baby, and had another good look around a few areas, got the boat out in a couple of areas and just echo sounded, just basically looking on the water. It's a very, very difficult place to fish, and I'm just fishing right at the tail end of one of the arms. There's another spot as well that I found that led to slightly deeper water. Saw a fish this morning in here as well, a small carp, wouldn't have been more than 10 pounds, and it's really all I've got to go on. So I'm going to get some bait out and get some rods out for the rest of the day and see what happens for Wednesday the 10th of April, and had a nice relaxing afternoon under the brolly on the bed chair by the rods. Caught up on a couple of hours sleep. God, I'm tired. I'm just getting old. And yeah, just put the brolly down, brought the bed chair beside the van ready for the evening, and just doing myself a little bit of a basic lunch. I've got nothing defrosted, so it's just ham and cheese sarnies tonight. And yeah, better give my old man a ring now. He's celebrating his 86th birthday today, 86 years young. God blimey, can't imagine making another 36 years. So happy birthday, Dad. I'll give you a call in a bit. On that note, I'm going to go and fill my face with my ham and cheese sandwiches and wash it down with a Heineken, and hopefully we'll see you sometime later on this evening or tomorrow morning. Well, here we go. It's still Wednesday, April the 10th, about 11 o'clock at night, and it hasn't even taken 10 hours to get my first bite. Would you believe it? So here it is, bit of an old kinky tailed, weird broken tail. A good solid mirror to start. Probably put it at low 20. Gonna get it straight back. 24mm muscle with a say 24mm muscle bottom bait with a baby pink 16mm pop up. So we're off the mark. Brilliant. Don't think it was the fish that I saw earlier though. Right, good morning. It's about 8:20 on Thursday the 11th of April. So nothing else to report really since that carp last night. It's very cold night. I haven't fished in temperatures that low for a long time. Yeah, that caught me out a little bit. I was just snuggling in. Obviously last night it was starting to get cold, and I barely got warm when I had that run last night for that carp, but very welcome. Here we go, just gone 9 o'clock, and it's a glorious sunny day. Nothing happened yet. Saw something move right up to the mouth of the bay a little while ago, but wasn't very big, whatever it was, even though it was looking about 600 yards at the lake. Good afternoon, it's Thursday the 11th of April. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening. It's been a glorious day. Certainly thawed out after the night before. And as you can see, just cooking one of my favourites, sweet and sour chicken with lots of pineapple. Yeah, been an interesting day. I've been sat there. It's a bit, you know, I was really hoping to see fish sort of moving a little bit. I thought, but it seemed, you know, I'm confident that there should be fish moving in this bay, in this shallow water. So anyway, I've been sat there now. It got to about sort of 3 o'clock, and I thought, well, just done 24 hours, you know, I'm not complaining really, and I've had a fish. And I thought I'd go out in the boat, just gonna have a little look around in the margins. And so I went across to the reedy bay over the other side, the reeds, sort of probably 150 yards away, something like that. And absolutely thick with carp. Well, it's thick. I'd imagine there's at least 20 fish that I saw in a very small part of the reeds that I went through with the boat. Couple of good ones, couldn't really see them too much, but certainly looked a couple well over 30 in literally about 2 feet of water. It's a big shallow muddy bay, sort of muddy and reeds there, and yeah, it looks really nice. So yeah, I'll just pan around now and I'll show you, so you can just see the reeds over there just across the road there. And yeah, so needless to say, I put 2 rods over there. Good morning, it's now Friday the 12th of April, just coming up for 9 o'clock in the morning. I had a wicked night's sleep last night, slightly milder. Surprised or not surprised, I don't know, about not getting a bite through the night. I thought maybe I got another piece of the puzzle together. Thursday the 12th of April, it's just coming up for 1 o'clock. Another cracking day, amazing day. Yeah, I'm just happy, just sat here on my bed chair in the sun, drinking an Heineken. It had been lovely, but just not feeling it. But anyway, about half an hour ago, decided just to have a go around in the bay, went across to the reeds, went over there where I saw the fish yesterday, nothing, totally void of fish. So whatever fish I spooked over there, they haven't come back. There's been no sign of any fish today. I was really hoping second morning on the trot, lovely warm day. If there was anything around here, any carp coming down in this bay, they might have navigated into this little bay by now, but there's no sign of anything. Looks totally dead. So that's me done. I'm going to have a little look at the lake, you know, and there's another spot I found on the maps which takes you right up to the top of the night zone. There we go, it's about 3 o'clock. So we left the last lake and we're on to another lake just down the road of a similar size. We're just checking out a few different access points. We're going back to the one I originally looked at before we went to the first lake. Right, good afternoon. About sort of 5 o'clock now. Just had to go into town and pick a couple of bits up. And this is another lake just down the road, and this literally is a little bit of it. This is right at the very end. Yeah, just nowhere to fish again. Not very good. Wasting my time on this one. Well, I waste sort of. So you got to do it, haven't you? Never mind. We will carry on. Right. Good morning. It's now Saturday the 13th of April. A lovely night. Just camped there down the side of my van there last night. I'm going to shoot off. I've been tipped off by a friend of mine, Ross. He's tipped me off on another lake nearby. We're going to go and check that out. So we're going to check that out now. It's got some good fish in it. It's only quite small, a couple of 100 acres in comparison to 3,000 or 4,000 acres, and it's about half an hour away. So we're going to check that out now, and we'll catch you later. Saturday the 13th of April. It's just gone midday, and just checked out another lake just up the road. But we've just found this lovely stretch of canals on the night zone, so I can totally relax, and we'll fish this spot tonight. It'd be nice just to relax a little bit now, bit of a regroup. Things haven't really gone to plan. I spoke to a couple of Dutch anglers who just come along here just to say hi. They were fishing the same lake I was as well. Not too far away from me, and they were there for 2 nights, but they didn't catch anything. Good morning. Sunday the 14th of April. It's about 9:30. Quiet night. Slept on and off through the night. I think I got up at about 3 o'clock and stayed awake for a good couple of hours. Just totally dead. Right, good morning still. It's Sunday the 14th of April still, obviously. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning, and so we obviously hastily left the canal, which is the Canal de la Man au Rin, for your information. There's lots and lots of great night fishing areas. So I've moved just up the road to a small lake, and I'm fishing right down the far end of the lake. Literally bung the rods in the back made up. I'm using the same baits as I did last night because they're so hard still, and I've just spooned out a load of bait around the margins. You know, I still managed to spoon some boilies out there a good 50 yards, which is pretty impressive before I broke the stick on my old landing net handle which I was using. I think that's probably a sign for me to stop putting any more bait in. You know what I'm like. We'll leave it at that, and I'm going to sit back and enjoy a lovely spring day in this beautiful little grass meadow here full of buttercups. Absolutely beautiful. Well, it's about 7:30 now. Going to be dark within the next hour. and yeah, I've given it a good shot. So give it another hour and then I'll nip onto the canal for the night, just pull my bed sheet and my brolly out, get my head down, sling the rods out, and then I think we'll be off tomorrow. Right, good morning. It's Monday the 15th of April. It's about 9:30. So we left that little lake yesterday, obviously with nothing, left it at the sort of pretty much the bitter end, and literally come 20 minutes down the road to this bit of canal here, getting on the Marnell Wren. It's a lovely section. You know, probably not, maybe not giving these enough time, just sort of like overnighters really. But again, nothing. But yeah, lovely area again. But now it's time to totally move out of the region. So this region's Merthyr Moselle. So we're going to head now more inland now. Gives us options to fish more fishable lakes, hopefully. So yeah, that's it. Until next time. Right, good morning. It's now Tuesday the 16th of April. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. We've moved away from Nancy yesterday, and we've travelled some 300 miles into the middle of the country, where it gives me lots of opportunity to fish a lot of places that I know about, I've fished, or want to fish. And it's a lake I first fished back in 2009. It was sort of, I hadn't really long been carp fishing in France again for the second time around, and this is one of the first lakes I come, and I brought my son Michael. We spent a few days here and caught a few carp. Never caught anything really big then. Don't think it was really known for anything really big, but again, like a few other lakes in France that I just purely enjoy being here, this is one of them. This is a very, very idyllic part of the country, let alone this is a very idyllic lake, it really is. And there's a few nice fish in here. It's a good sized piece of water. I think it's about sort of 400 acres, something like that. It's probably bigger actually. And so yeah, we thought, can we give it a go here? I haven't had to go very far from the van. The van's only parked over there about 100 yards away. Still had to use the boat to get my gear here, but I didn't bother with a big boat. But anyway, babbling on as usual, barely awake, I'm pretty tired. Just glad to be camping. I love camping. And hopefully catch a few fish with it as well, and I'll be an happy boy. Okay, over and out. Oh wow, it's about 10:30 on Tuesday. Still, just all settled in nicely. Just thinking about having a nice big fry up. Not confident. Saw a fish earlier on, and I just had a geezer come down, and he said, "I can't fish here." It's just like, sometimes shit just goes against you, doesn't it? They said, "Oh no, this is not a night zone anymore. It was a night zone last year, but not this year. This year you can only fish on the opposite bank. So where the guys were fishing over there is actually a night zone, and I didn't think it was a night zone anymore, but now it is. So it's like, it says he's going to go back and come back this afternoon and check. Obviously there's nothing wrong with me day fishing, but it's just like, it's just lost for words really. Just cannot seem to, everything seems to be against me this time. Just can't seem to do right, even when I'm trying to do right. I don't know. Just gone 5 o'clock, Tuesday the 16th of April. And now we are in position on a second swim here after being told that the area over there was in a night zone. No sooner than, there he is, no sooner than I get over here, somebody else turns up and bivvies up there. All depends when when that fella comes down. It wasn't a guard de pesca, the person, but you know, told me I couldn't, and when I rung up the Federation they said yes, correct, the night zone was wrong. You know, do you take the risk and wait for somebody to come down to tell you? That's the thing. And all I want to do is just get camping, chill out a little bit. There we go, all set up, ready to rock, and hopefully catch a few carp. Yeah, we're fishing. Hopefully now everybody will leave me alone. I'm quite happy, chill out here for 2-3 days, and do you know what, at the minute I don't really care if I bloody catch anything. All I want to do now is have something to eat, chill out. I'm going to have a nice cup of tea and then make something to eat while it's still light. Hopefully it doesn't carry on raining, and then just hopefully be allowed to immerse myself into this wonderful lake. It is a very pretty lake. So okay, so good morning. It's Wednesday the 17th of April, just gone 8 o'clock in the morning, and oh my god, what a grim night it was. It was horrible. So yeah, just a bit of a touch base anyway. We're over here, we're settled. We had a lovely evening before the rain really come down for the evening. Thunder and lightning all around us. Found two marks. It's not really too hard to find spots. It's more about line intercepting fish than it is depth really, because it's not massively deep at this end of the lake. Even out in the middle you've only got about 20 foot of water. Don't think that'd be in the middle this time of year. So basically just out here on my left hand rods, I've got a marker just out there, only about 70-80 yard out. It drops off from sort of 7, 8, 9 foot, 10 foot, down to 12, and then 14. So I've got 2 rods there, one in sort of about 12 and one in just at the bottom of the ledge in about 14.5 foot. And then out there at about, I suppose, 120 yard range maximum, I've got another marker, and it just slowly tapers off to about, sort of very slowly from 14 to 17 foot. And I got one there in about sort of 15, 16 foot of water. I don't know if that's going to be the one or not really. You know, it's not too bad though, 4 to 5 meters of water. So yeah, there we go. And I've already seen a fish jump sort of just between the 2 markers really. Already wasn't a big fish, but yeah, there we go. So, you know, again, first morning, and I've seen fish around the area already, so we know we're on fish, we're in the right area of water. They're not all piled up down the shallow end, down there where everybody else is fishing. So it's good news. Well, and just like that, my luck's changed. What can I say? It's now about 9:30, so not long after the first post this morning, and off goes one of the far rod on its own, screaming take, played it from the bank, thought it was a good heavy fish, good heavy carp all the way in, until it rolled about 10 yards out and realised it was a catfish. Didn't realise there were any catfish in this lake. not a particularly big one. But worse, the reason why it had me going is because it was foul hooked in the belly. I've never foul hooked catfish before, and yeah, so and anyway, while I was playing that halfway in, and I'm thinking I'm attached to a good carp here, one of my left hand rod goes in 12 foot of water, and it's absolutely screaming off of it. Just leave it on a tight clutch, and it's still running and running, and all of a sudden I could see the marker bob, and then it's gone around the marker, and just didn't seem to stop. So got the catfish in, jumped in the boat for the other one, went out to the boat, great little scrap from the boat, and up rolled a beautiful mirror carp, and I've only gone and got a right one for my first carp from this lake. So it's a real beautiful fish. Not quite sure how big it goes yet, but it's been worth all the hassles and disappointments of lakes been flooded and then getting moved on, and you know, pretty much all forgotten about. So here we go, here's the first culprit. The catfish probably of around, I don't know, probably 15-20 pound. Yeah, probably about that. Yeah, there we go. That suckered me into thinking I got a big carp on. And then we got an absolute beast to show you next. That was a little bit bigger than I thought. 51 pound 4 ounces. Come on! I don't believe it. It looked really big. Just tried to lift it with one hand, you know, the net, just briefly earlier on, and I thought this is big. But when I put it on the mat here, and it's just the size of it, it's so well conditioned. 12 foot of water, just out there, about 60 yard out, just on that drop off from 9/8 to 12 foot. And my old faithful, this is a 20 mil mussel bottom bait with a pineapple pop up, and that's done the damage. Just over, not a huge amount of bait, maybe half a kilo, probably a kilo of bait spread out of 2 rods and a couple of gallon of mixed particle over the 2 rods. There we go. There we go. What an absolute unit. 51 1/4. Brilliant. Wow. Mwah. Get the other side. Ah. That's all I got. Good afternoon. It's Wednesday the 17th of April, and a little rare break in the weather, and we got a bit of sun. There's my old EcoFlow and solar panels doing their work. I can't believe they work even better in this spring sunshine than they do in the summer. That's two 220 watt solar panels there. That's my EcoFlow Delta Max with a 2000 watt hour capacity, and at the minute, with this slight sun coming through the clouds, they are punching in over 500 watts between those 2 panels mounted in series. Absolutely phenomenal. It was at 65% this morning, we're already at 92, so about another half an hour they'll be charged. That is absolutely brilliant. But anyway, as you can see, I am surrounded in the most amazing countryside, and it looks a lot better when the sun's shining, that's for sure. A lovely rolling wave coming down the lake at the minute. Up there about a good 1.5 miles is the dam, It's not a massively deep lake. You've only got about 40 feet. And it's a beautiful place. Lots of bays and you know, it's quite a long lake. Rod's poised and ready for action. Yeah. So that's that at the minute. Everything is good in the world. Time for a bit of lunch, I think. And yeah, and just enjoy what beautiful surroundings. It's nice now, the wind's slowed up, the birds are singing, the sun's out. All of a sudden it's a lovely place to be. Wow, and just like that, only 20 minutes later, we get this, literally just had a run. An absolute mountain run, same rod in 12.5 foot of water. Absolutely one-toned it off at the lake, past the marker, and yeah, jumped out in the boat to go and get it. And obviously as soon as I was out there, you can see this big black cloud coming, and I thought, bloody hell, I don't want to be caught out in this. This is going to be a bit of a gnarly one. And I just made it back to the bank, broke the net down, tucked the net into the handle of the boat. Got a fish hanging over the side of the boat here now. Looks like to be probably upper 20, low 30. Just got in, and yeah, I would not want to be out there now because I didn't have my waterproofs on or anything like that. But yeah, we've got another one. So result, it's not a fluke now, and I backed it up with another absolute beaut of a mirror. So when this horrible hailstorm goes, then we'll got another fish to show you. Catch you later. And just like that, we've got another one as well. Hail's just stopped. Don't know if it's still on. Not. Yeah. Trouble is my sounder box failed. Right, good afternoon, here we go. So 2:30, Wednesday 17th of April, and this is the first one that went off just before that mad hailstorm. Great battle this one. I rushed it to get it in the net before that hailstone storm come. I would have been in a right old mess. It was brutal. But we've got an absolute peach of a mirror here again, same rod as the 50 earlier on, same depth, just a light amount of bait on a, you know, pineapple pop-up snowman, and we've got a beautiful mirror here of 34 3/4 pounds. Lovely. Turn it. Let's get his strength back again now. There we go. Look at that, absolute beaut. 34 3/4. That was great fun. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Mwah. Thank you, darling. Lovely jubbly. Let's go that side then. See if I can that side there. Look at that. Beautiful, look at that. And the other side's even better. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. 22 and a little bit. 5:30 in the afternoon, Wednesday 17th of April, and we've had a lovely little bit of sun for the last hour, keeping the old solar packs charged up, and all of a sudden now I can hear some rumbling of thunder in the distance. So I think we're due a little bit more rain, not much, maybe just showers, but it's going to get cold. 2 degrees tonight, 0 degrees tomorrow night. So it's on the feed up with a lovely spaghetti bolognese, lots of onions and chopped mushrooms. Get fed up, look after ourselves a little bit. Rods are all out. Nearly lost my boat. Had to do a 100+ yard cast over the top of my boat with one of my rods, wind it in like an absolute lunatic. Second cast, boom, we got it. Luckily, otherwise I'd have been in for a long walk this evening. There we go, never mind. So on that note, we'll catch you later. My God, talk about 4 seasons in one day. I think we might even have 6. Just crazy. Slicking up on the spots. Something's grinding up my bait. Middle right and middle left in the slightly deeper water. And here we are now, dinner's done, and that horrible hailstorm has disappeared. The wind's dropped. Evening, the birds are singing yet again. But looking behind me, I don't think it's going to be long before we get another nasty shower. And yeah, so just got to relish these moments because they don't last very long. I'll be hunkered down in the bivvy again, and by Christ, it's just dropped right off the temperature. So cold, really is. Here we go, it's Thursday morning, bang on bite time I suppose. It's about 9:20, about the same time as I had that catfish yesterday, and then that big 50. And we've had a run, very sort of odd little run. Then we've got a small one in the net here, cricketback common. They're probably about £9, something like that. So first fish of the day. And I'm getting back in, as you can probably see, doing hail all the time. It's not very nice out here. I'm double doored in my bivvy, which makes hell of a difference. same rod again, it's produced 2 of the carp. Right, just about good afternoon. It's Thursday the 18th of April, just about midday. And I was sort of umming and ahhing whether we're going to get any more takes today, apart from that little common earlier. I actually did weigh that common, and it was just over £12, so there we go. So and then we've got another one here, a bit of a poor old little old warrior here. Got no top lip, pecks are missing, or whatever they are. Pretty fish, and this is just £19.5. So there we go, same rod again. So yeah, I've got one rod literally where it's 20 yard away, same depth of water, 12.5 foot. But yeah, and I think they're coming in from the bay area. I don't know, we'll have to work something out, get another rod working, but there we go. Pretty little, that a double. Colours, lovely scales. There you go. So yeah, 24mm snowman bottom bait, 24mm bottom bait. but a 15mm pineapple pop up again, same spot as I had the comment on about 3 hours ago, and I just went out there. I literally had 20 baits and a half a scoop of particle. Pop that on the top, and that's the result. So here we go, 2 for the day. Not quite as big as the ones yesterday though. Well, it's Thursday the 18th of April still. It's just about 3 o'clock and sat there riding out this absolutely bitter northerly wind. We've had it all again today. We've had hail and snow, rain. We've had little sunny spells as well. It's absolutely mad. The water's so cold, it really is. It's a bit of a war of attrition really, but we've had another melting run, same rod again. I've moved the left hand rod right round now, 40 yards past the marker, another 20 yards past where I've been catching them. Still found just 12.5 foot. Moved the other rod around pretty much close to where I've initially been getting the takes. Still the left hand rod. So obviously the fish are coming along across the bay, hitting this little point here and coming along this drop off here, and they're just coming to the first patch of bait, and boom, we're picking them up. There's nothing coming out at range at all. I wouldn't be able to tell you if anything's been showing or anything because I've been in the way of my bivvy. But we had a... There we go. Look at that. That's got some length to it. God, didn't it ever fight? Lovely. Ah, come on then. There we go. Look at that. That was a proper scrap, that one. It's not always doom and gloom. It's about 5:30 on Thursday the 18th. Nothing else since that beautiful comment. Yeah, just enjoying this lovely dry sunny weather. Okay, good evening, about 9:15 on Thursday. But what a lovely evening it is. Absolutely beautiful. It's going to be cold tonight though. That's for sure. It's going to go down to about 1 or 0 degrees tonight. Time to go and reheat my spaghetti bolognese that I didn't eat last night and settle in for the evening, and yeah, probably wait till tomorrow morning hopefully for some bites. So there we go, catch you later. Right, good evening, about 10 o'clock, 10:15 on Thursday. Still just got in, made myself a nice cup of tea, heated up the spaghetti bolognese, just about to take the first spoonful or forkful, and off went one of the rods again. And it doesn't matter what I do, I've moved another rod even further along, so now this is the second rod from the left, still on the sort of same area, and that's the one that's gone yet again. I don't know what it is with it. I've been out there. It's just nothing, just a nice little drop off that goes from sort of 9, 10, and then it drops down about 12.5, and then it just goes off a level a little bit before, and then it drops to 13.5 and 14 steady, 15 as further you go out. Nothing massively special about it out there, really isn't. There's a few snags a little bit further out, little tree stumps or something you can see on the screen, but apart from that, nothing. I'm just, yeah, miffed. So I got another cracking little common here, 19 pounds, thought I'd just weigh it, you know, it's all here, so give it a number. It's a beautiful looking little fish, real clean one this is, fought really well. There he is, so there we go. £19 on the same again, 20mm mussel bottom bait and 15mm pineapple pop-up. And I thought I was going to be tucking in for the evening, get a nice film on the phone. No, not yet anyway. Right, let's get it back. Good morning. It's Friday the 19th of April, it's about 9 o'clock. Just coming up for bite time. And a different day again today. Oh, and there we go. Is that a bite or is that wind? Could be wind. Just went right up to the top there. Same rod, same area. Has produced all the carp. Possible liner. Get that going then. They definitely move. The clarity of this water is like very peaty. I remember when I first come here 15 years ago, and you know, I'd never come across, well, the only place I'd come across water like this was up in Scotland, in the peaty lochs of Scotland, fishing for wild brownies, and it was like, oh my god, what a weird colour, you know. But I didn't twig it at the time. But yeah, this time I thought, yeah, you know, this type of water clarity lends itself to using a bright high vis bait. Make it easier for them to home in. They're hungry fish, they're really starting to feed up, they're waking up, they're woken up, and they're on the feed, but you know, they're going to be quite happy to find anything they can see easily. You know, they're a little bit lethargic. What I've noticed is they're not really ejecting the lead. I think about nearly 50% I'm bringing them back with the lead on, and that proves to me that the fish are not hitting the baits quite so aggressively and running away and not shaking their lead off. And I'm using whatever leads that come out of the box, either a 5.5 or an 8.5 ounce lead. So I think that's just because they're a little bit lethargic still. So we're away.
Come on, get in, you little...
Good afternoon. It's sometime around, I don't know, 3:30 Friday afternoon. What a long wait. No morning bite at all, nothing. Seen a few fish moving out the middle of the lake, and the rod right out there, probably a good 130 plus yards, has finally gone. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, finally, so we've got a lovely little plump fresh mirror here of just £18. So pineapple pop up as usual. There we go. Lovely little fresh little fish. This one will be a big fish, I reckon, in a few years. Probably a sort of a recent stock fish. Yeah, lovely. Thank you for finally giving me a little bit of action. Right, straight back there. It's Saturday the 20th of April. It's about 8:15. Oh, and it's a
Another very, very cold morning. It really, really is. A very, very good night's sleep. And I was really, really toasty, tucked away, double zipped up, in double doored up in my bivvy, with the winter skin down and the inner skin zipped up as well, just to keep all the heat in. It's so cold every evening, every night. It's so cold, it really is. And as you can see, the mist rolling off the water now as the wind blows it away, and hopefully a little bit of a better day again. God, we had a lot of rain last night, really did have a lot of rain. And yeah, that did come down. And anyway, I was sort of drifting in and out of sleep. I woke up once at about 7, had a wee, went back to sleep, and then got wrenched back out of my sleep by an absolute belting run, and had to go out and do battle in the boat. Saturday the 20th of April, it's about 9 o'clock now. It's not going to warm up. It is so cold. The wind chill fit factor today is -3. I can barely feel my hands. So we've had a run at 8 o'clock this morning, and I've opened the door and it's freezing out there, and I've made sure I've got everything on. The carp is absolutely screaming off at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and I've got to unclip my boat. I've got to go underneath the rod, so I'm fishing off at a bit of an angle. It's a new rod this time as well, and a different bait as well, funnily enough. And I'm out in the boat and I'm on full power and it's still taking line, and I thought, bloody hell, if this was even though this is fast, if it was a small fish, it would squirt it out by now and come on the top. Long story short, gonna get this done soon because it's raining. Caught up on the fish, some 500 yards from my swim, where I then proceeded to do battle for another 5 minutes. And finally land this amazing carp. It's look at that, 43 1/4. What a fish, beautiful. Wow, what an absolute beauty. Got some line around here, I don't know what this is from, but there we go. A little bit shorter, 9 inches of coated braid, stripped back a little bit. An SSG egg sinker, fox sinker, size 2 quarter curve, blow back, ignore all that, I don't know where that's come from. 20mm mussel bottom bait, but these have been soaked in spicy squid goo, and a high vis pink pop-up, and that's been the downfall of that one. Very rarely I'll go to pink, but I thought with the bottom bait being pink as well because of the spicy squid goo, just thought I'd try something a bit different, because of the water clarity. Really, it's so murky and peaty coloured in here, so I think that's why the high vis baits are working. The fish are finding it a bit quicker, not using massive amount of bait. So that was put right out to the left beyond the magic mark, right out that way, and I went a little bit deeper because of the cold weather, so I've sort of down the bottom of the drop off. The drop off starts to taper off at about 10 foot, and it levels out a little bit at 12.5, and then goes down to about 13.5. So I went down the bottom of it about 13.5 to sort of 14 foot, just at the bottom of the ledge, where before they seemed like they might have been riding on the top of the ledge a little bit more, you know, with the warmer, slightly sunnier weather. But all the hail the snow and everything like that, you know. And it's the only bite I had yesterday was in the 16 foot right in the middle of the lake. I'm surprised that hasn't gone. So just a little bit of a while later from that beautiful mirror that I had earlier on, just getting everything sorted for the day. Just about to sort some breakfast out, and off goes the other rod. It's just gone 10 o'clock now, and got a sprightly little mirror here, pretty little mirror. Oh, a lively little character, very pretty, very. I mean, this wouldn't go £10, I would imagine. And that was on the distance rod to the Snowman. Yeah, just the classic 20mm bottom bait, 50mm yellow pop up. Incidentally, the rod next to it, literally 8 yards to the left of it, I put on a hinge stiff rig with a little 15mm pop up on, popped up about sort of 2 to 3 inches off top bottom. That's something I haven't used for a little while. Doesn't seem to be many nuisance fishing here, or they're not very active at the minute, so I thought I might get a quick bite. But once I get on this bait, it's quality bait that I make. That's it, you know, that's all they really want, you know. I'm sure of it. So that's why I never really bother fishing with tigers or anything like that, because I've got so much belief that once the carp have digested my bait, they'll come back for it. There we go, next one. Well, here we go, it's my second non-carp species of the trip so far. Nice big warty old bream. About 3 pounds. Spawning nodules on him, look. There we go. Right, okay, a few chores to do, and then dinner on, and then an evening tucked away watching a film with the doors all zipped up. Happy days. But I've got to say, it's as cold as it is, it's quite nice now. think 20mm mussel bottom bait, which has been soaked in goo for the last year, with the pink mainline Frutella pop-up. You know, it's nothing. It's not about the flavour or not. It's just a dark fluoro sort of pink. I've had them for about 10 years, probably longer, 15 years. Still work. Just mega. Mega. Okay, let's get this one back, get the rod back out, and yeah, have a curry. What a beautiful night though. I'm going to have a little bit of rain again in a bit, I think. Good morning. It's Sunday the 21st of April. It's about 10:30 in the morning now, and had a good night's sleep. Did have an occurrence on the same rod that produced that lovely 37 yesterday evening through the night. I think I had a bream on it. Bobbin was dropped back this morning, nothing was on it, lead was still on, so whatever was on there got off again. So yeah, don't think it was a carp though. And and then eventually woke up to a run on the distance rod about 10 o'clock. I say woke up 10 o'clock. I've been laying in my bivvy, just enjoying, really, not getting pulled out of my bed really early for a change. So yeah, nice mid-morning bite, and we've got one hanging over the side of the boat at the minute. Here we go, back with this fish that I caught a little while ago. Another absolute pristine mirror carp of 32 3/4 pound. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, stamp of the fish at the minute. It's quite incredible, I must say. I'm quite surprised, and yeah, this is turning out to be another very, very successful trip. Quite blown away, I must say. So give yourself then. God, they're in such great condition. Look at that. Look at that. Proper chunks. There we go, 32 3/4 of perfection again. Absolutely beautiful fish. Incredible, they all are. Absolutely amazing. So we've got two now on the spicy squid goo bottom bait, 20mm bottom bait, and the high vis Frutella, mainline Frutella pink pop up. Oh, it's about 1:30, Sunday afternoon, Sunday the 21st, and look at it. See this coming. Brutal. Good evening, still Sunday the 21st of April, about 11:30 in the evening, so it's, and I was all tucked up, nice and cosy, watching films on my phone. Oh, it's just lovely in there. It was thinking, oh well, you know, probably it's cleared right up. It had a little while ago, bright moon, I think it's a day or so off a full moon, and it's so cold out here. I think it's about -1 tonight, and off it rattled again. So the far left margin rod, or the far left drop off rod, has gone again. It's a rod that's been out there yesterday evening, and off it's gone again. Beautiful plump 23 pound mirror, 23 pound and a few ounces. When you know, good scrap again. So that was on the spicy squid gooed up bottom bait with a Frutella pop up. There we go, hold it up. Stop it. A little lively one, this one. Hold him up. go. £23. Plump little mirror. I'm gonna crap out my boilie. They're well on it. They love it. Yeah. Good afternoon. It's Monday the 22nd of April, and that was a bloody cold night. That was really was. I can't even remember if I've put an input in this morning. I had a fish last night to the far left hand rod yet again, as probably already sort of said. And then I had another run at about 2:30, and it was just a mid double to one of the distance rods just on the yellow pop up, and I put it back out there again. It was brutal. It was like a winter wonderland out here at 2:30 this morning, and brutal, but it was clouding up. Anyway, got back into my sleeping bag and had another occurrence on the same rod at about 6:30 this morning. Big drop back, and of course it takes me quite a while to get out. Got to get my wellies on, get my coat and that on, you know. It's until I got out there, it dropped right back, and I leant into it, wound into it. There was nothing there. Just kept winding and winding, and I must have wound in a good 30 yards, and eventually I felt a resistance for a second, and then it come off. So I can only assume that it come back and it hooked the main line on a little root or something like that, and it pinked off. Anyway, eventually got back up onto the wound back in, and anyway it dumped the lead and it'd come in. It had to have been a carp, so I suppose that could be the first obvious fish that I've lost. That's the first thing I've lost, so that's not bad going. It's very similar to what I always use. Everything's in there, a lot more pellet, a lot of pellet, and I bunged a lot of boilies in there as well, just to give them more attraction. There's every conceivable thing in there you want, and that's been soaking in there now. Because it's so cold, the pellet don't go mushy, they keep the form a little bit more. So there's maize, groats, party blend, hemp, tigers, peanuts, crushed peanuts as well, blitz peanuts, and trout pellet and standard scorettin pellet, I think you call it, cheap pellet. It's really all in there. And when I'm going out there and just putting that down the line, that scoop, and then maybe spraying 2 or 3 or 4 more scoops around the swim, and then maybe another few handfuls of boilies, maybe another 20-30 boilies max. And that's all I'm using. So that's the mix really. Ooh, it's only just in. Oh, look at that. Ooh. Right, well, good evening. It's taken a little bit of a while to get one. I think you know, the last fish I had, did I have, yeah, the small double early this morning. I think I said that I lost one at about 6:30 this morning, and as the day's worn on, it's looked better and better for it. The wind's dropped off. It's pretty brutal earlier on. Yeah, and finally about 6:45, off went middle rod to the closer in spot. Good little scrap. Hopefully I got it on the head cam. And I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on it, but by Christ, because it's a little tiny small mouth fish, and a size 2, it was a size 2 quarter continental, the offset point. Not so keen on that, and it just took a little bit of skin on the inside of the lip, not gone through the lip, and that was just hanging on by a thread. So lucky to get that one. A lot bigger than I thought it was. I put it at about £18 and it's gone 21.5. So solid little lumps, and they are in fantastic condition this time of year. Look at that, can't get any prouder than that, can you? Lovely. What a pretty little fish. Lovely. So here we go, about 10 minutes later, and that sort of big cloud sort of just about missed us. We had a lot of strong wind, chose the most inappropriate time to put that rod back out. When I've come back in, it's almost parallel with the next rod along, so I'm going to have to go back out and do that. But brutally cold now, probably, you know, only a degree or so. Well, it must be about 0 because there's actually a few flakes of snow coming down. That's how cold it is. Right, time to zip up the bivvy door again. Okay, good afternoon. It's midday, Tuesday the 23rd of April. Another peaceful night's sleep since that scrappy little 20-pounder yesterday evening, and another very good night's sleep. It was a very clearish night. Didn't have a frost, it was clouded up a little bit, but no, just hasn't happened. Another stocky. Come on! Oh, lovely fish. Beauty. Right on. Woo. Here we go, good afternoon. Not long after my last midday post, one of them finally rattled off. I think it's probably about 12:30 now. Tuesday the 23rd of April. Still not quite been here a week. And I've got a beautiful plump female, I should imagine. Common carp, another common again, a real pretty little fish, not big, 23.5 pounds, but a real little peach, a little well-conditioned female common. So yeah, over the moon with this one, and yeah, here we go. Let's hold her up. Very clean, a bit of mono coming out of it. There we go. Look at that, pristine, absolutely fantastic condition. My hands are freezing, my nose is running. I've just dipped my arse in the water for a different shot with the rods behind me. So yeah, right, just going to get the forceps, have a little look in there. The hook seems to be stuck behind the gills, a bit weird. Let's have a little look. Right, so good evening. It's now 7 o'clock on Tuesday the 23rd, and we have a full moon tonight. Wonder what's going to happen tonight. It's a very strange night last night, wind totally dropped, flat calm, but I've got a feeling it's a little bit different tonight. I think it's going to stay a bit cloudy. Actually, it's just spitting with rain, actually, first little bit of rain we've had all day. It looks absolutely amazing. The wind's rolling in here. I've placed a new spot out there way to the left, way beyond, running along the margin quite a way until I found the drop off. I'm surprised nothing else has happened, really am. I've decided not to touch the rods tonight, stop me putting any more bait in. So I'm just going to hope there's better conditions, the fish will move down and they'll come and clear up what's left, including my up baits. So there we go. But it's been a very enjoyable day, but quite peaceful, apart from that lovely fat plump 23-pound common just after midday earlier on. Just thought I'd run through my rigs a little bit of my thoughts and how I'm catching these fish here. Things are a little bit different. You know, rigs are very similar, baits are very similar, but just some little fine little tweaks, so I'll just run through it with you. Firstly, hooks I'm using. Here's my old faithful Solar 101 Stronghold size 2s, which is my go-to hook. And they're okay, they've been okay. They're a bit of a heavier gauge hook, good when the carp have got good thick rubbery lips, they really bury in. And then I've been trying these out, these Quarter Continentals in size 2. There they are, and they're a lot more meatier hook. And they've got an off-scent point as well. But they're quite a solid hook, they are. And then I've moved on to the Quarter. I was using the Quarter curve shanks all along, size 4s. Beautiful, fine, wide hook, super sharp, stays sharp for such a long time. And then I also use the Quarter curve size 2s as well, which is a lot wider gape. I haven't used those this session because I've been using such small hooks, such small baits. Well, small baits for me, 20mm snowman. So anyway, this is the 2 rigs I've been using, but I've migrated onto one. So they're both 20mm muscle bottom baits. One's on a pink pop-up Frutella, and the other one's on a sticky baits pineapple. Although this one's got a mussel, standard mussel soak bait on it, I have been using these, my spicy squid gooed up baits. That's normally on there actually. So I started off with a mix of using the Quarter curves in a size 4 and the Solar 101s in size 2. And these fish are got quite slight mouths, quite thin mouths, and compared to a lot of other venues where the carp have got big, rubbery, hard lips, you know, big, thick, chunky lips. So you could use size 1s on them, even with a 20mm bottom bait, and it wouldn't look out of place, you know. But I tend to use size 1s when I'm using a double 20 or double 24 or even bigger. So they wouldn't be into play today. But what I did notice after a few hook holds, a few of them are a little bit sketchy, and the ones which weren't the best hook hold was the Quarter Continental size 2 with that offset point. I think it's more of the fact it's just a really big, heavy hook, and it didn't suit the carp in this lake, where the Quarter curves in the size 4, needle sharp, fine wire. We're not really fishing in a lot of snags or anything like that, and they are hooking a lot better. Could probably go even smaller, size 6, and they'd probably hook even better, because these carp have just got such fine mouths, very thin lips. So they're the ones I've navigated to now. They're on every single rig now, the Quarter curve size 4, which I use those a lot anyway with a snowman. And whether it's a bottom bait or a snowman, I always use these fox egg sinkers as well. Then these are AAAs, I think, but I'm quite happy to use AAA, SG, SSG, and it just helps pull the eye down if the hook does make it to the lip, the edge of the lip, and then you'll hook them properly in the bottom lip. So there we go. The rigs, I started off with rigs that I'd already got tied at about 10.5, 11 inches, but now they're more about 9.5 inches, and that hasn't had an adverse effect anyway. So that's my rigs really. And then at the minute this is just what am I using here? So yeah, just using end trap, soft coated hook link. About 8 o'clock in the evening.
Looking good for a bite. If the cloud comes over, then I will be very confident. Looks very good. It's a lovely peaceful night again, and the wind's dropped right off yet again. But as of last night, I was looking up towards the dam end of the lake, sunset over there somewhere. But as of last night, it didn't produce. Beautiful big full moon, and the last 2 full moons I fished over last autumn, I had a £50 plus common on both full moons. Gonna do it again tonight. Good morning, it's 9 o'clock, Wednesday the 24th of April, and here we are into another lovely day in paradise. Literally woke back up at about 8:30 this morning to a run to one of the margin rods, one of the drop-off rods, and got another lovely sort of low mid-20 and overhanging in the net at the minute as we speak. I just thought I'd come back and wake up with a cup of coffee first and then go and get it out and video it. As I'm drinking my coffee, we've just got this horrible drizzly sleet and rain just come in. Go fishing in the spring, they said. It's lovely, everywhere's lovely and green, the birds are singing. Get some of that lovely spring sunshine, they said. I was not expecting this. Proper full-blown snow. Good morning, it's now about nearly 10 o'clock. Had this take, it's nearly 10 o'clock. Wednesday the 24th of April. Had this take at 8:30 this morning, so back to another morning bite. So just got this beautiful carp out of the boat, weighed it, lovely consolation prize. It was a full moon last night obviously, but no big common last night, no big mirror last night. It was never going to happen. It turned totally clear. It's almost like daylight, and it was probably about -4 last night. Everything was covered in frost. It just wasn't going to happen. So good night's sleep, but nice to wake up to this one. A nice plump upper 28.5 pounds. It looks almost like a leather, but it's got a few scales running along the top, so not quite. There we go. Look at that. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful fish. That 28.5 pound mussel bottom bait, pineapple pop up. These baits now haven't been touched for over 24 hours. No more bait added. Might have started overdoing it a little bit. Don't think there's been many fish here. And possibly keep changing every time you go out and you replace a rig, you see, put a little bit more bait out there, keep adding to it. So just left them all. Not that small either. That's got some shoulders on it. Oh. Yeah, we'll have the ewe. Oh my god, that's huge. Yes. Woohoo. Oh Jesus Christ, it's 20 kilos all day long. Look at that. Woohoo. My word.
Well, it was a big full moon last night, and I suppose it still is the day of the full moon, and I haven't been disappointed yet again. I've gone and done it. It's not a big common this time, but it's another big mirror. Absolute donkey. I don't know how big it is. It's massively impressive. Yeah, size is possibly a little bit irrelevant now, you know, but you know, we'll put a number on it anyway. It's mega. New spot, right out, straight out, almost to the edge of a point on the mouth of a bay, which is where I saw carp move a week ago. I saw a big fish move there, but you can't fish it because it's all boggy and marshy, so hence I sort of fish that way. So new spot, been out there literally, wow, not even 24 hours. Spicy squid, 20mm bottom bait with a yellow, an old pink frutella pop up again. Small amount of bait, not much. Only 50 boilies and a couple of scoops of particle, and this gone off. Good run, steady run. Always knew straight away that's a big fish, and got all my stuff ready before I even picked the rod up and went out there. And to be fair, when I got out there, it didn't really fight. It just sort of wallowed and come straight up, and I scooped it up. So, you know, not the most impressive fight, but what he's made up with in this fight, he's an absolute unit. So we'll get a number on it now, we'll weigh it, and see if I can hold it up. Look at that. What a fish. 47 3/4. Wow. Wow. Yeah, one more time. Look at him. One more time. Come on. Look at that. There we go. 47 3/4 pound. It's about 10:30, 11 in the morning. All that snow. Thought, that's killed it. But no. Awesome. Mwah. Right.
Good afternoon. It's about 2 o'clock, Wednesday 24th of April. Nothing more to report after that. Amazing carp, well, amazing brace of carp really, earlier on. And I say it's finally the snow's gone, the rain's gone, the wind's dropped off, and it's a beautiful afternoon yet again.
Good morning, Thursday the 25th of April, 8:10 in the morning. Coming up for bite time, and again another lovely the best morning yet, I think, since I've moved down to this area of France, in the middle of France. And the wind's finally turned around to the southwest, which means you're going to bring some better weather. But it's only today, and then more rain tomorrow, so obviously we're going to fish this out to about midday. Love everything packed in the boat. Rods will be in about midday.
Wow. The only one I didn't think was going to go is gone. Come on.
Good, here we go, pretty much bang on. bite time about 10 to 9, Thursday the 25th. And one of the rods to them, the distance rods out in the middle in about 15 to 16 foot of water has finally rattled off. It's been out there for over 48 hours, didn't touch it, didn't put any more bait out there because, you know, the fish wasn't really up here in numbers, and you know, if I'd have went out there, replaced the bait, I'd have ended up putting a little bit more bait around it, and I thought, nah, just leave it. So one of those sort of bonus extra rods I've got out there's finally rattled off. So I've got a beautiful low 20 common here, 22 3/4, pristine again, in absolutely immaculate condition. Settle down. So yeah, absolutely, here we go again. As the sun comes out properly for the first time in over a week in this swim. Beautiful, look at that. Spicy squid gooed up, 20mm mussel bottom bait with a pink frutella pop up. Been sat out there good as gold. There's a downfall to this one. Brilliant. Now we're just waiting for one of the producing rods to go, and as I come back in I noticed a bit of slicking up going out there, and I would put good money that one of those left hand banker rods is going to go off any time. It looks really good as the sun breaks through the clouds now. Fantastic. What a way to finish. Right, put him back. Okay, still just good morning, about 20 to 12, Thursday the 25th of April, and I honestly can't believe that I didn't have anything to back up that lovely £22 common earlier this morning on the distance rod. Absolutely miffed on that. Areas slicking up. Sure, it was peak areas slick, definitely places slicking up. I did have that one rod knock to one of the other rods as well that doesn't produce, yeah, it does produce a few fish, but yeah, a little bit miffed. But you know, it's clouding up a little bit, the weather does look good. Much everything packed up. I was just about to pack up the air camcorder, but I thought I'd just put one last entry in before we sort of finally get everything packed up. So yeah, camp's pretty much done now. Boat's pretty much loaded. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of a phenomenal session. I think I've had about about 22 fish, something like that. So yeah, absolutely brilliant, absolutely amazing session. Always great to finish and pack up on a nice warm day. Anyway, everything's going in the boat. We're back in the van, bone dry, so that's great. So yeah, I think when I see these Belgium anglers start coming across the lake, that'll be my key to go out and pull the markers up, and then see how we feel. I'm going to go and have a little look at the canal. It's sort of en route back home, about an hour sort of northeast, so we'll have a little look, see how I feel, maybe try and find a McDonald's or something like that, and yeah, and maybe camp up somewhere for the night. But I might end up going home tomorrow, we'll see. So we'll see. Anyway, on that note, unless I get another run in the next 20 minutes to half an hour, well, hopefully we'll see you again. But if I don't see you again, we'll see you next time. And hopefully we'll get this video out sometime in the next few months to share with you guys on YouTube. Okay, all the best guys, bye bye.